What's poppin', guys? You got your coach of the Chim Chargers for our GBA semifinals match versus Jolt of the Kansas City Jirachiefs. Solid player for sure, and this is going to be a very highly anticipated match. I mean, we're in the semifinals right now. One more match till the finals, so a lot of pressure for both of us to win this game. Basically a clan war right here between TTM and IDM, so we got to come through and represent. You already know. He's bringing a team of Seismitoad, Celesteela, Gardevoir, Aerodactyl, Breloom, and Hydreigon. And we are of course bringing our squad from the building video from yesterday, so check that out if you want to know all the sets that I'm bringing. I'm bringing some fun ones at that, some pretty cool sets, so link in the description below as always. Looking at his team, he has a lot of the same mons as last time. I think these are actually the same mons as last time. I'm pretty sure they're going to be different sets though. Upon team preview, I was looking at it, I was like, okay, yeah, I was pretty prepared for the mons that he brought because last time I kind of lost to the same 6 mons that he's bringing this time. So I wanted to make sure that I was prepared for any kind of scenario that I'd bring, and I changed up my build entirely pretty much. So this time I'm bringing a Banded Hoopa Unbound for his fat mons. So last time he had like bulky Celesteela and like fat Seismitoad. So this time around, if he does have those mons, Hoopa Unbound is going to have a lot of fun with those, breaking those kinds of fat mons there. Gardevoir I definitely expected him to bring again because it did so well last time. Just did not make sense for him not to bring it again. Aerodactyl, a thing about Aerodactyl is last time I was a bit caught off guard when Aero went for Stealth Rocks and Seismitoad did not even have rocks to begin with. So this time around I'm much more aware of that Seismitoad might not even have rocks and Aero could be the one with rocks. So that's something we had to watch out for there. Could be an offensive Aero at that, which it was last time. Breloom, for Breloom, it was like, I think sub 3 attacks last time, if I'm not mistaken. Could be Focus Sash, and this time maybe not as different as last time. But that's another mon that could be a little bit of a problem if you don't play around it properly. And Hydreigon, which likely could be Scarfed or maybe like Roost 3 attacks or some kind of like bulky offensive set or something. That's another possibility we could face here. But overall, I'm not too surprised about what he brought, and I think that we can deal with it pretty well with our squad. His potential leads are probably going to be the Aero, which can get off easy rocks turn 1 perhaps, because it's a very fast Pokemon, bar of course any kind of Choice Scarf for it is his fastest mon on his team. So that could be a potential lead on his part, as well as maybe the Breloom, which could be Sash to pressure me offensively, as well as the Hydreigon, which can also kind of pressure me offensively while having the option to go for a U-turn and scout me out turn 1 with whatever I lead with. I guess also Seismitoad could be a potential lead because he may want to predict my Koko lead and just sit in with Seismitoad, either set up rocks if he does have it, or just go for an attack like Knockoff, predicting a switch, or even just Earthquake. I mean, Seismitoad likely going to be a Rindo Berry, I'd say, because it's his best way of dealing with my Koko Raichu, so he'd want to be able to check Grass Knot pretty well with it. So I figured that I was kind of tempted to lead with Koko, but then I was like, okay, I'm kind of in a tricky situation if he leads Aero and I'm in with Koko, because I don't really want to stay in and risk the speed tie turn 1 so early in the match. I'd want to switch out here, and then if he gets up rocks or something, that's kind of a waste of a turn for me. So I figured my best lead was going to be Empoleon, best defogger, because I thought to myself that if he does lead with Aero, I'm pressuring him more than he's pressuring me, because Empoleon can live an Earthquake from even a Life Orb Aero, and I can just go right for like a Surf or something on it. Even if he leads Loom, I have Choppled Berries so that I can live a Mach Punch and Ice Beam him, and it's going to be doing a lot to Breloom, because Breloom does not have too good of a bulk from what I know of Breloom, because it likes to run more offensive sets, and if he's a bulky set, even then Ice Beam's still going to be doing a decent chunk to it. While Hydreigon can't really deal with me since I'm especially defensive. Like, I have some physical bulk on Empoleon, but I'm mainly specially defensive, so I can sponge that and get up rocks early on in the game. So I figured that Empoleon was my best lead here, and my game plan, or my goal for this match, was to, I guess, sort of get rid of his walls and just weaken him a bunch, where I can bring in Hoopa Unbound safely, try to just break through his walls, and then try to end off the game with Magmortar and set that up, because it is Belly Drum and I do want to show that set off. That was kind of my goal going into this match. So let's see if we can make that happen. Let's go ahead and start the game here and begin the semifinals of the GBA versus Jolt. Let's see what goes down here, and he's of course going to be challenging me, and this may or may not be my first mistake, who knows. I'm going to lead off with my Empoleon here, as he leads off with his Seismitoad. So he does get the lead correctly here, so I am going to want to switch out, not wanting to take an Earthquake from this Seismitoad, since I kind of know that's what he's going to go for, and he does go just for that right here. And I am a Silvally Dragon, which is pretty bulky, to take this Earthquake pretty well. So now I can predict him to either want to switch out or stay in again. Either way, I just want to go for the parting shot, because I am basically just trying to I guess, apply pressure on him with, you know, the nice momentum the parting shot has to offer, and he actually goes into his Aerodactyl here. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so Gligar can come in, I'm 3 attacks Roost, I can just go for a knockoff, get rid of his Life Orb if he is Life Orb, and make him less of a threat, or whatever item that he has. And he actually goes for the taunt, maybe expecting Stealth Rocks here, but I don't have that on my Gligar, so I can knock off his Berry, which is pretty useful. He goes for his own rocks though, so I'm gonna have to defog them at some point in time. Now it's not the time, of course, but I'm going to just U-turn out as he does that into my Empoleon, because Empoleon can pressure him. Even though I'm a defensive mon, I can pressure him offensively with Surf. He's not going to want to take that at all, but I do predict him to want to switch out here into a Seismitoad. I just go for the Ice Beam because it is the safe neutral play. We got to disconnect at this point. I actually did freeze the Seismitoad, so in the recreation, we just played it out so that he pretended he was frozen here. So I went for the Grass Knot, he goes for Scald, which in the original replay would thaw himself out. He gets a crit this time around though, which did not happen last time, but I was like, okay, you know what, let's play it out, doesn't matter. That little damage didn't really matter too much at all. So I'm actually going to predict him not to want to take another Grass Knot. I make a nice play here, go into my Tapu Koko as he actually goes into Celesteela to try to take the next Grass Knot. I predict that, I'm like, what's up Celesteela, you got Koko out here, and he's going to want to switch out immediately, and I predict him to go back into Seismitoad here and go right for the Nature's Madness. So even if he didn't get frozen or anything, I mean, like, if that kind of sequence of turns ever happened again, I would just go for the Z Nature's Madness. But I knew that Koko could take out Seismitoad with just a regular Nature's Madness plus a Brave Bird, since the Seismitoad was much lower than initially planned out. So now he's going to go into Aerodactyl after Seismitoad goes down, and I'm like, you know what? I'm at a point where I can just stay in and try to win a 50-50 here, because I know that Aerodactyl is probably as fast as my Koko. I can kind of play a little bit more recklessly now that Seismitoad is gone, and I just go right for the Wild Charge into Breloom as he doubles out, and that actually takes it really, really well. It takes it relatively well, so I know that Breloom has a bit of bulk in it, with its either HP or defense or something. So I go for a Brave Bird here. I just make the safe play. Like, I could have easily just double Wild Charged, but I didn't want to be that wild just yet. So he's going to go into his Aerodactyl as now I'm actually going to switch out here. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to save Koko. I'm going to save it now. So I know for a fact he's going to Earthquake this time around because I got him the first time. So he does do that. And I'm actually going to stay in here. He goes for the taunt again, as I of course, my only non-attacking move is Roost, so I don't even need to go for that. I can go for a knockoff here, and I can go for another knockoff to knock out this Aerodactyl. Unfortunately, he does get a flinch, and I am taunted, so I don't want Gligar to get too low. So I decided to switch out here into my Empoleon to take a Rock Slide, and I am EV'd, of course, to take the next Earthquake because he's not Life Orb, and I know for a fact that I can take this Earthquake really well. And he actually goes for it, and I can take it and go for the Surf to knock him out. However, he does get a crit here on my Empoleon, so I'm not able to take it out. That crit definitely mattered, but I do believe that, you know, the crit plus the flinch kind of made up for the freeze initially, so we both agreed on that, I guess. So I'm going to go back into my Gligar, which is really my only option once again to try to knock out this Aerodactyl, and I go for the knockoff immediately instead of roosting. It was kind of a 50-50. He could have either taunted or Rock Slided, predicting me to know that he was not going to taunt, I guess. So yeah, basically now he's gonna go for a Draco to knock out my Gligar. There's no point switching out because Gligar is really low anyways, and nothing really wants to take Hydreigon's attack. So my Gligar is gonna go down here, and I'm gonna go into my Silvally, which is actually gonna be able to take a Draco because of the investment that I have in Spidef at -2. So he's forced to switch out here into his Celesteela, which gives me the perfect opportunity to go right for the defog here, and that's amazing because I get rid of rocks. That's perfect for Magmortar or any kind of Pokemon that I want to switch in. Here I'm just going to go for a Flamethrower just so that I can gauge the amount of damage it does. I do have a little bit of special attack investment with a Modest Nature, so I can actually do a little bit of damage here as he goes for the Leech Seed. And at this point, I'm just going to be trying to safely get into my Hoopa Unbound because I know that the Celesteela is fat. It has Leech Seed, so this Pokemon here is bulky and can just sit in here basically all day. So I'm gonna go into my Wall Breaker, right? I just go right for the Parting Shot into my Wall Breaker, known as Choice Banded Hoopa Unbound. He's gonna double Leech Seed again, so that's good play on his part, of course. But it's not really gonna matter too much because of the fact that he can't go for Protect. He can't really switch in anything safely or anything like that. So this Hyperspace Fury from a Choice Banded Hoopa is gonna 2-hit KO a defensive Celesteela. So look at that damage right there from a Banded Hoopa. That's amazing, amazing damage. He's gonna go for the Flash Cannon here, and he's already Parting Shot, so that does pitiful damage. He does lower my special defense, so that is an issue for me for the incoming Pokemon that will come in next. After I knock out this Celesteela, like he can't really switch out into anything right now. He decides to sack it off here, so Hoopa Unbound, taking out the Celesteela that was giving us a lot of trouble last time that we faced Jolt. So really nice there that we got rid of it. So Hoopa Unbound putting in work. And now he's going to bring in his Hydreigon. So I'm like, okay, I have a Spadef drop here. And I already got rid of hazards, so I can just go ahead and switch out here into my Silvally, because Silvally did its job. He got rid of hazards, third best defogger, got rid of hazards, and we can just sack it off here. Another crit happens, which, I mean, like, I guess the calc would have allowed us to live, but it didn't matter anyways, because I was sacking it off to begin with. I can go right back into my Hoopa Unbound, which of course does have the investment to take this Draco from the range that it's at right now, live this Draco, and I can go right for the Ice Punch. I also could have gone for Drain Punch, but I did not want to lock myself into a fighting move when there was a Gardevoir there, and Ice Punch is very strong with a Choice Band, even like neutrally versus a Gardevoir. He does bring that in now, so he's going to pick me off here with a Moonblast. I just decided to stay in because there's no point keeping Hoopa when he has a Gardevoir, potentially a Scarf Gardevoir, and a Breloom which has Mach Punch. So now is the opportunity I have here to go into my Magmortar. Just what I said here, we used Hoopa Unbound to wall break his team, bring in Magmortar after the hazards are cleared, and we get off that nice belly drum, just what I wanted, as he switches out to Breloom, leading me to believe that his Gardevoir was indeed Choice Scarfed, and I can eat up the Citrus Berry here. We are at a good amount of health where a Mach Punch will not take us out unless it's like a super crit or something, and we live that, go right for the Flame Charge here, knock out this Breloom, and Magmortar will be coming through in the end here. We already got an increase in our speed, so I guess the only way he can outrun us at this point is if he's like a timid Scarfed Gardevoir or something like that, because I am Adamant Nature and we are faster, because I figured that he would want to run investment, I guess, to just be able to beat whatever the fastest Pokemon was while having bulk or something like that, because that's what I've seen him do before. So good game to my man Jolt, of course. We are able to win this game 2-0. GG, it is Emvee, and Magmortar comes through in the end. Really solid game overall. I mean, Jolt gave me a run for my money for sure, and he played very well overall, and I think that the advantage that we had was that I think out-prepped him this time. I definitely think we out-prepped him this time, and we came through with our heat sets with a nice belly drum Magmortar, and I think that our game plan overall, our strategy going into this match went well. We wall breaked his team with Hoopa Unbound and Tapu Koko with the Nature's Madness plus the Brave Bird. Wall breaked his team, and then we went in with a combination of Magmortar plus yeah, I guess Koko and Hoopa Unbound basically. Those three Pokemon, my offensive mons, put in the work that it was meant to do. And we are going to take this game to the finals now. We're up against either Chimpact or Gator. The winner of that match, I don't really know who won yet, because I don't think that by the time I'm recording this, like, I don't think they've even played yet. So they're of course good with scheduling their matches and stuff. So we'll see who wins that match. But I'm excited, it's going to be a nice heat if we get a finals, and maybe the first time you'll see me face Chimpact in the GBA. We never faced each other before, so if that happens, that'll be cool. Also Gator, like I'd want to rematch Gator, of course, since he did beat me once in the very first week of I think season 7, when I was like just getting used to my team. So now I think would be a great time to face him again. So I think this is going to be a really exciting finals. But of course, be sure to check out Jolt's channel, of course, because he's going to be uploading his side of the game that we had, and I'll be checking that out myself to see his thought process and everything. I think he does post-com, so we don't get to see a live reaction or anything, but either way, I'd like to see his thought process. So yeah, of course, that's going to be there. And also, I just want to give a huge shout out to my boy EonBlitz, and because of the fact that, of course, as you can see on your screen right now, as it transitioned, he did make a new channel art for me. Nice icon, nice banner. Look at this, nice Hoopa Unbound Tapu Koko. Just repping the GBA season 8 here with these with this nice creation that he made here. Really thank you to him for making that. It looks really sick. And if you want any kind of art for your channel or anything like that, be sure to hit him up. Links to his thing are in the description as always. Everything I just keep in the description, so check that out if you want. But yeah, so that's gonna be it from me. Hope you all enjoyed this battle. Let me know what you guys think, of course. Always looking forward to hearing from you all. Very excited to move on to the finals. Once again, having a chance at the championship, and hopefully this time we can come through and we can be fortunate enough to claim the title. So let's see if we can do that. That's gonna be it from me. I will see you guys on the next video, and peace.